garage right now. We're supposed to be out getting a haircut and doing some shopping and all that kind of bullshit. Well, we got a situation here. The situation is this is what happens when customers go out and they buy cheap aftermarket Taiwan parts because they want to save money. And you go to put them on these old cars and they don't fucking fit properly. And the customer wonders why his bill's going through the roof because I got to sit around and fuck around with it all day long. So let's head over to Old Time Garage in Black Betty right now and let's take a look at the situation to see what's going on here with Mikey's 54 Chevy pickup. See you in a minute. Now, I haven't got enough shit on my plate right now besides having a problem with aftermarket Taiwan shit. We've got a couple 67 Oldsmobiles here. We've got a 4-door that we're ripping all the suspension, all the brakes, because it was a disc brake car. We're ripping all the good sheet metal off it. We're taking all the goodies off of that car, and we're going to bolt everything over onto this 67 ragtop. Now you might say, why would you take suspension parts off an old 67 and brakes off an old 67 and just put them on another one? That's not the situation. What we got going on here is somebody had put brand new disc brake conversion kit on here. It's got new rotors, new calipers, new hoses, new lines, new booster, new master cylinder, new proportioning valve. It's got new control arm bushings. It's got new ball joints. It's got everything new in the front of this car. They started on it, then they found out the frame was rotten and the car is just a pile of crap. So the guy bought it super cheap. I'm taking everything off of that, putting it on the rag top for it. Just get it running for the guy right now. He just wants to drive it for August and September. Then he's going to bring it back in the fall and we're going to do all the body and paint. So as if I got enough crap right now on the go, we're working on this out in the hot sun because we can't get it in the shop. We can't get it in the shop because we've got a vehicle that's nicely painted that we don't want to leave outside. And normally this vehicle would go together in a couple days and go out of here, but it won't go out of here because we get cheap Taiwan shit. Here we go. So, anyway, for those of you that have been staying tuned, here's Mikey's little 54 Chevy pickup. Turned out beautiful. As you can see, we're assembling it right now. Don't pay attention to this, it's just dust. Everything gets dusty. So anyway, this is it. We're getting there. He's got some after this is not aftermarket chrome. This is really a really rare optional chrome that came, I believe, now quote me if I'm wrong, but I believe it only came on the panel vans, Suburbans. So he's got it, it fits the front fenders, but it won't fit the back fenders, so he's going to have it cut down, re-welded the stainless, and have it polished so it'll fit the rear fenders. So anyway, we've got it painted, we got it together. Now here's some of the situation, and I can't show you. We get a front windshield and it's aftermarket. It's like $200 compared to a $400 proper windshield. You go to put the window in a couple times. The glass guy's been doing it for 30 years. The window won't go in, won't go in, won't go in. Why won't the window go in? We take the window out of the rubber. We set the window up in the opening. What's happening is on the driver's side, not this side, but as you can see, it's curved here. Well, the glass, if I went and got it for you right now and showed it to you, but I'm not going to because I'll probably drop it on the truck. The glass on the driver's side, instead of curving in, it curves out around an inch. But of course, the people that you bought the glass off, they say, oh, we've never heard of that before. Bring the window down and lay it over top of another one. We've got another one here. Well, what happens if you lay it over top of another one and it's still got the same curvature? They're going to give us that one and bring it back. It's still not going to fit. Let me tell you, $200 versus $400. It don't fit. Period. There we go. My opinion. And I don't give a shit if I'm right or wrong. I'm sticking to it because I'm pissed off today. Anyway, here we go. Next we get these window little fuzzies here. Let's get this out of here. These here, for those guys that are out there familiar with the cars, there's a track in here. That's what these two screws are for. There's a track in here. The track has 3 holes in it. Oh shit, how big? I don't know. I can't even describe it. They're a hole around yay big like that, something like that. And get your mind out of the gutter, all you guys. Anyway, they're a hole around that big, and what happens is, there should be 3 prongs on here, and they sit up. So if my finger was a clip, it would sit up like that, just off of here. And what would happen is, this would go in, and those guys that restore cars know what I'm talking about, it clips in. So that holds it tight in that track. Then in here, you either do some really nice pop rivets, or you do some screws. Here we go again. This is a nice kit. It came to us as a kit. It doesn't have the clips. Is it the end of the world? No. I can put some weather adhesive glue on there, try and get my hand down in there, try and tape it in and glue it in. I can't take the track out and glue it to the track because the problem is the track not only has these screws, it's got screws going this way. And of course in 1954, here's our only one door opening. And the track is in here. Well look, my hand doesn't quite reach that far. So how am I going to glue it and tape it in? Fuck, I don't know. Anyway, we'll think about that tomorrow morning. But that's another problem. In this same kit came, set that down there. This video is more of a rant and rave than about Mikey's truck, and I apologize, but we'll get on to the truck in a second. Because the truck is a beautiful little truck, and it looks awesome. And this is nobody's fault, but this aftermarket crap. Anyway, here we go. So there's a window channel, brand new, we've got it put in. It came in that kit, but before Mikey brought me this, he actually went out and bought these separately, and he paid quite a bit of money for these separately. So when I got the kit here, the ones that came in the kit didn't fit. So he took these old ones, or not old ones, these other new ones that he bought at first, that he was going to return. I said, before you return them, let's try them in here. Well, guess what? They fit in there perfectly fine. He paid like 50 bucks, I think, for these two. Where the whole kit that came with these, it came with the window fuzzies, it came with that fuzzy you see there, it came with a couple rubbers, the whole kit was $100. So he ended up buying the whole kit, and then he realized that these came in the kit. I've probably lost you here. So he's realized these came in the kit. So he said, give me the other ones back that I bought. I paid $50 for them, I'm going to return them. I said, fine. So I grabbed the kit. I go to put these things in first from the kit. They don't go. They just don't go. They're not right. They don't fit. They're too long. They won't fit in there right. They're super tight. So I says, before you return those other ones, let me see them. So I grabbed the other ones, and he paid half the price he paid for that kit. So you know they're good ones because he paid way more money. And I put them in there, and they fit like a hot damn. Now we're on to the problem with that thing over there that I just explained to you and showed you. This is what's going on here today. I'm bitchy, I'm cranky, and this is probably not a good video, but anyway, maybe you like it, maybe you don't. We all got to bitch, we all got to rant, and I'll tell you, you know what? I tell it like it is, because here at Old Time Garage, I don't give a shit if I hurt your feelings or not. It's the truth. Take it or leave it. I ain't doing nothing wrong. These fit, those didn't, so there we go. The bottom line is of this whole video, and then we'll get on to the truck, is sometimes think twice before you buy cheap stuff. There's a reason things are more money than other things. Now granted, I've gone out and bought some cheap tools before, I've bought some cheap car parts before, and they've worked just fine. But pay attention to what you're getting. Take a good look at it. Make sure that it's everything you need. Like make sure it's got all little clips. Make sure it's the proper thing. Just double check it, because something that's $100 compared to a kit that's $300, there's got to be a reason for that. There has to be a reason, right? So I'm giving you guys a tip of the week. Pay attention to this stuff. Be careful when you're ordering stuff. Be very, very careful. Okay, I'm calmed down. I've ranted, I've raved. Let's take a look at Mikey's truck. Mikey's truck looks very beautiful. Now, if you haven't noticed, you probably haven't even noticed, these are not stock headlight rings. These are off a 51 Ford car or Mercury car. They're all the same. So we had to extend the fender out. And we've got these headlight rings on here, which are most people aren't even going to notice. It's a very mild custom touch. What we've also got going on, stay tuned. Here we go. We have changed, Mikey's signal lights were square. We changed them, and what we're running is actually, these aren't the right ones, these are just mock-up, but he's got brand new 49 Mercury car signal lights. We fit them in there nicely. We put this on an angle because the reason we did it on an angle, not that you can see in this video, but this angle is going like this. And the reason we did that is because when you look down at the truck, if you actually look at the headlight, it's doing the same thing, it's angling in. So when you look down, everything's kind of in line that way. What other little custom touches did we do? We lost the signs that were here. Like I explained to you, he's put his accessory chrome on. There was a badge here. We lost that. We got rid of it. We Frenched an antenna over here on the passenger side. So we've got the antenna Frenched in here. Turned out really nice. Other than that, there's really not much more that we did. It was just very mild custom touches. And this is a very weird color because if you look at this truck, I don't know if it's going to work by me opening the door or not. I'm going to open the doors up and let's see. It changes color a lot. Which is very cool. Like when this truck is in the sunlight, I don't know if you can see this in the video. You probably can't. But if you're looking at it at this angle right now, it looks really red here, but yet the box side over here looks maroon. So there we go. We got to get our wood in here, so we're going to lift the box off now. We're going to set it on sawhorses, and we're going to put the wood in the box without it being on the truck. Any of you guys that are going to do wood in your vehicles, and you think about leaving the box on the truck, I suggest you take it off. It can be done on the truck. I'm not saying it can't. It's just very difficult. As you can see, there's a lot of little nuts and bolts that are sometimes tucked under here, and it's hard to get your fingers in. So if you put the wood in this way and sort of snug it down, and then put the box on, then you can kind of wiggle it a little bit and get everything in line when you do your main box mount bolts. That's an awesome way to do it. So we're going to get the grill in this thing tomorrow morning. We're going to get the front bumper on it. We're going to lift the box off. We're going to get the door glass in it. After I figure out this cheap window felts, we're going to get the door glass in it. And then we're going to send the truck over to the upholstery guy, and the upholstery guy is going to do his thing. And while he's doing that, I'll have the box here and I'll be able to work on the box. And then after that, we'll get her home. We're going to go down and get some new dual exhaust put on her and get the windshield put in it. We'll get that straightened out, and that's it. The truck is out of here. So anyway, hope you guys think it looks good. It's another one almost done for Old Time Garage. And it's been a while on this one. I've probably been on this truck for the last year and a half. If you see in the video that it looks a bit wavy in here, which I'm not afraid to hide from you guys, I'm pointing it out. Like I said, we're honest here. This is a beautiful truck, but the bottom line is, at the end of the day, you don't ever see this. Unless you're building something to go to Barrett Jackson, or you're building it to go to like the, to win a Riddler's Award, or whatever the hell them high-end white glove goddamn car shows are that I can't stand. Unless that's what you're building it for, why would you do the body work in here and straighten it out when the fender bolts on here and the rocks fly up and hit it anyway? Why would you even bother? This here would be a waste of the customer's money. It just would. So yes, if you've seen in the videos a few ripples, that's fine. But if you look at the rest of the truck, she's poker straight. I mean, the doors are in line, the fenders are in line. It's just beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. Like I said, hopefully you can see the way the color changes. I'm very happy with it. This is not a base coat, clear coat. This is just a plain old single stage paint. So we're gonna give it a little bit of a color wax here when it's all together in certain areas, just to get a few little marks out. There's always a few little rub marks here and there when you're assembling them. The inside needs to be waxed up a bit. It's more dusty than anything. But yeah, that's all I can tell you. So Brent's truck is still up on the hoist here. We have got some work done to it. Actually, I'm painting the doors tomorrow night. I'm painting all the box sides tomorrow night. All the wheel tubs tomorrow night. All that stuff is getting painted. And yeah, that's about it. So anyway, you had a little bit of a rant, a little bit of a rave, hopefully a little bit of a lesson. You learned a little bit about how to put the wood in, take the box off, and you learned a little bit about when you're buying stuff, always remember that there's a reason the parts are cheaper if they're cheaper. Keep that in mind. Now, I'm not saying everything is bad, but keep it in mind. All right, I'm definitely out of here now. I'm going to have a beer because I'm frustrated. Have a good night.